I'm going to show you in this video how to find open TEDx applications. So I'm assuming you're using this spreadsheet, this TEDx event list tool that I've created. If you don't already have this and whatever you're not sure what I'm looking at here, I'm going to drop a link below that you can sign up for this. But you can find everything I'm talking about without this tool. It just takes way longer. So it's up to you. So the first thing you're going to look at is the event type. So only certain event types even have speakers. Salon events sometimes have speakers, sometimes they don't. Standard events almost always do. Youth events do, but they're sometimes smaller. Salon events sometimes do. Libraries sometimes do. What I recommend generally for most people is standard university events and TEDx Women events. Now you can do, so like I can show you like youth ones. This doesn't matter, right? So salon is as well. You can see every single one here. You'll just, most of the time, it'll be easier for you to find application forms for standard events, university events, and TEDx Women events than it will be for the other event types. So just keep in mind the event types. Normally, standard university TEDx Women, but you can do the same process for the other ones too. Okay, that's the first thing. The next thing is, how do you find the application process? What I like the easiest thing to do is to find events that have websites. You can see not everyone has a website. If they have a website, it's a pretty good signal they are at least open for people to apply to speak there. Right? So what I like to do then is on the next column, just search for or filter out the events that don't have websites. Right? So again, we have a number of different ways that you can contact these events. You can look at the website and see if there's an obvious speaker application process. And then if you don't see an obvious speaker application process on the website or like an application form, sometimes there's a contact form where they'll say, you can contact us here about speaking or sponsoring or volunteering or whatever else. And so they kind of just have it like a one generic contact form. And sometimes they have an email address, which we've pulled out here in column I. And then you have the Facebook page and the Twitter profile. So how do you do this? Some events will announce to their email lists, their email subscribers, the application process before it's put on the website. Or maybe maybe they won't even put it on the website. Some events will put they'll link the Google form to apply or an email address to apply on Facebook as a Facebook post or as a tweet. So again, all this information is here. Unfortunately, there isn't one way that events always do that. So has to do that. Now, the next thing to consider is time frame. So generally speaking, what I would do is ignore any event that's happening like tomorrow because they definitely have their speakers already, and it's hard for you to get prepared for that. But you're generally going to have more open speaker applications the farther out you look. To give you an example, for the event that I started, our event was in November 21st, and we had our first speaker deadline. We had several stages of the speaker application process, but our first deadline was, I believe, July 1st. So that gives you a rough estimate of about how far in advance to look. There are events that have tighter speaker application deadlines. There are events that have deadlines that are farther out. So what I would do next is, generally speaking, filter for the country you're in. So like, for example, maybe you want to look in Canada and also the United States, for example. I would generally start looking at 6 months out at least. What you can do is kind of start at the bottom and work your way up, right? Of course, looking at the location, do you want to speak there and things like that. So as you're going, of course, you're looking at the website to see if there's an obvious speaker application form there. If you don't find one there, look at Facebook, look at Twitter, and if you don't find an obvious one, just contact them. Just ask, hey, really interested in speaking there. Who's the best person to contact in terms of applying? And that is all you have to do. Just contact them. This is a normal process, right? Just contact them. It's super easy. You can apply to speak at basically any TEDx events in the world. Just contact them. Just get in touch. And what I will do is I'll put an email script below this video. You can just copy and paste and fill in your details and go from there. So that's all.